Now, the Israeli army's actions in Gaza, it's affecting the Jews world over. What happened after the inhumane terrorist attacks on the 7th of October and the Israeli siege that followed and is still ongoing is giving rise to anti-Semitism, a threat too familiar for the Jewish community. Multiple such incidents have taken place around the world in the last 3 weeks. The latest took place in France, where some people painted the Star of David outside the several buildings in capital Paris. This blue graffiti, it's been deemed anti-Semitic because it was the yellow stars of David that were used by the Nazis to distinguish the Jews in the World War II and invited a firm response from the authorities.
On parle d'antisémitisme, madame. Quel type de réponse voudriez-vous qu'on adopte, si ce n'est la fermeté à l'encontre de ceux qui tiennent des propos antisémites, qui vont taguer des croix, des étoiles de David sur les portes des gens, qui menacent à telle enseigne des populations, des Français parce qu'ils sont de confession juive, que ceux-ci hésitent parfois à sortir de chez eux, à mettre leurs enfants à l'école? La fermeté, bien sûr, est la réponse qui convient dans ce type de situation. La fermeté la plus extrême, la plus totale. Aucune impunité ne saurait être tolérée.
2 days ago, hundreds of pro-Palestine protesters stormed the Dagestan airport. Russia since then has tightened security in the Muslim-majority south. Extra measures are being taken to guard the airports and synagogues. The steps followed an emergency meeting chaired by President Vladimir Putin. Earlier in LA, a man was seen shouting, "Kill Jews," while attempting to break into someone's home. Jewish children in London, kids in playgrounds being discriminated against. America's oldest Jewish rights group, Anti-Defamation League, it ran a poll last week. It noted that around 400% rise in anti-Semitic incidents was recorded. US since the Israel-Hamas war, in the United States since the Israel-Hamas war broke out.
Those words were said not here on Amsterdam, not on Broadway. Those words were said in Jerome Green Hall, Columbia's law school building. To be clear, I know this incident in fact occurred because it happened to me. I was the one who the anti-Semite chose to direct that message to.
Now, in the wake of such incidents, the Israeli President Isaac Herzog appealed to world leaders for the protection of the Jewish community.
When they criticize Israel fighting for its, defending its people and fighting against the most brutal attack that humanity has seen in last generation, they mean no Jews. This is a fight not only against Israel, it's a fight against anti-Semites all over the world. We call upon world leaders and upon each state's leadership to make sure that Jews are protected and defended, and that the fight against anti-Semitism is covered in all layers of the legal and law enforcement systems so that Jews will not be hurt.
For a society that saw millions killed less than 100 years ago, families gassed to death, such sentiment is triggering to say the least, and it is for people to understand that just like all of Palestine is not synonymous with Hamas, all Jews cannot be seen as agreeing to what the government is doing in Palestine. Almost all protests around the world have seen Jews standing up for the Palestinians, calling on Netanyahu to stop the butchery in their name.